Well, I'm not going to answer the question. What I'm going to say is we raised two points. I think we raised the point of obsolescence, and I think that obsolescence is a word that where in France we are for the first time not late, but we are very conscious about obsolescence of assets. So this is something we need to. So I would not invest in obsolete buildings, which might seems to you very easy to say, but it's not the case for all the investors. And I will always invest money in typology of assets where I am on the good location, on the good place.
Okay, good locations. A report. Okay, good. Yes, Christophe.
I will go for 1/3. It's for me. It's not for you, so I can answer. I will go for 1/3 on core location, core office in good location, because it is very liquid and there is no much risk in terms of value. But you can't expect a lot of growth on this market. Perhaps in the short term, but in the mid-term and long term, it's complicated. And so I will go on value add on a good sub-market with good premises and perhaps not fully let, because it will become in the next few years, can become, but I have to be very good to find the right premises. And I go definitely on the development side, because we know where we have lack of new premises. And this is something that makes definitely sense in this market. It is really looked after. Don't be crazy. It's not because it's new that it is good. It is because it is well located and has the right characteristics. So
good.
It is my third.
Okay, good. Thank you. Nick.
I should qualify for Delphine what I'm talking about with obsolescence. The opportunity for people like us would be to buy into stock which is obsolete today, is not compliant today, but where it can be turned into grade A space. So it must have adequate floor-to-ceiling heights. It must be able to be driven by low energy consumption and so on. That's what we're really looking at, and we continue to see things along those lines. I think I would put 2/3 of my money into that, with one eye on low-cost areas around the Ile-de-France. So, it's tough to see where rents are going to go from, 875 euros in Paris, but you might see a case why rents of 250, 270 in some suburban locations. We mentioned Vélizy earlier, for example. It's quite possible that we'll see reasonable growth once the economy does catch the wave. And I would put perhaps the other third into retail turnaround situations, if I thought I could wrest opportunities away from the Unibails and so on. I would look at unloved shopping centres which could be very powerful in their locality, which could be dominant.
Okay, good. Thank you, Diane.
First of all, I am very happy to see that we have much more money than we had a year ago, because first of all, we have not only 100 million, we have 500 million. So then I go to see Delphine and I make like 1 billion out of that 500 million. And then I think I will really have the money to play. Yes. And then I really have the money to play with a lot of opportunities in all sectors. And I agree. A third I would do in core offices in good locations, but then I would add on value add in, again, good locations, whether it's obsolete properties or whether it is development schemes. And then probably I might diversify into other asset types, like I said before, maybe hotel. Very well located in Paris, and maybe warehousing, logistics in good locations as well, to cover the future developments in the retail sector.
Great, thank you. Michael.
Right, I would probably definitely avoid core across the countries in which we operate. My sense has always been that good asset management in France can be very well rewarded and a lot harder to achieve that in other economies. So I would focus providing office product with the right specification. I think it's very easy in France to over-specify and end up not getting paid for that specification because you lose sight very quickly from the big major international tenants to the frugal nature of many of the French tenants. And it's really not unusual for tenants to be extremely happy and indeed not want to be in air-conditioned space. So long as there's plenty of car parking, so long as there's a restaurant, that works very well. And as I remember talking to one of our French tenants, and I said, well, doesn't it get a bit hot in August? He says, yes, but I'm not here. So I would work very much in that type of office sector, very much one of Nick's theme for a third of his money, but really work across the country on that.
Okay, very good. Thank you.